Okay, I just finished reviewing last month's budget, and I'm honestly a little sick to my stomach. I went over my total budget by 3 by $17, and when I looked closer, I found the leak, the exact source of the failure. It was all food, every last dollar. This is my real-time journey, not expert advice. Here is exactly what happened. My food budget, I thought I was doing okay. I set aside $400 for the month. That felt reasonable, right? Hundreds a week for one person. But the numbers on my spreadsheet, they don't lie. I'm looking at the transaction log right now, and it's bad. Total spent on food last month, $717. That's $307 over budget, just on food. I'm sitting here just trying to figure out how. How did I let it get that bad? It wasn't one big, irresponsible purchase. It was the death by 1,000 cuts. It's the $7 of coffee on the way to work because I was running late. It's the $18 takeout delivery because I was too tired to cook. It's the quick trip to the grocery store for just one thing that somehow turned into $80. And every time I swiped my debit card, it just didn't feel real. It's just a piece of plastic. The money is abstract. It's just numbers on a screen until suddenly it's a giant negative number at the end of the month. I'm picturing the animation for this right now. Just a stick figure me, happily swiping a card, tap, tap, tapping, while this giant monster made of lattes and pizza boxes and grocery bags just grows and grows behind me. And then, bam, it just falls over and crushes me. Because that's honestly what this $717 number feels like. It feels like a crushing weight. I feel guilty. I feel frustrated. I know that $309 could have gone straight to my smallest debt. It would have made a real, tangible dent. Instead, it's just gone. Eaten? I know I can't be the only one who feels this way. Food seems to be the one category everyone struggles with. It's so emotional. You're tired, you're stressed, you're celebrating, and food is right there, and swiping a card is just so easy. It's clear my current system, which is basically just try to spend less, is a total failure. It's not a system at all. It's just a wish. So I have to try something different, something physical, something real. So here's the plan. It's not revolutionary. It's not some new finance app or a complex spreadsheet. I'm going old school, like really old school. I'm going to try the cash envelope system. I know. It sounds ancient. But the problem I identified last section was that my debit card feels like fake money. It's too easy, too abstract. The 1% idea here isn't about some new age hack. It's about making my spending real again. I need to physically see the money leaving my hands. So, this is my new system. I'm not even doing it for my whole budget. That feels way too overwhelming. I'm starting with just the problem category, food. Here are the new numbers. I'm still going to try to stick to that $400 a month goal. That breaks down to $100 per week. The problem before was that $100 for food was just one big, vague bucket that I kept swiping against. This time, I'm splitting it. I went to the bank. I literally pulled out $100 in cash. And I have two plain white envelopes. I'm drawing this out right now. Just a simple stick figure at an ATM and then the stick figure holding two envelopes. On the first one, I wrote groceries. On the second one, I wrote takeout coffee. This is the most important part of the new system. I'm forcing myself to decide before the week starts where I want this money to go. So, for this first week, I'm putting $70 in the groceries envelope. That's for my actual supermarket trips, the stuff I need to buy to cook meals at home. Milk, eggs, chicken, vegetables, that's it. The other $30 is going into the takeout coffee envelope. And that's it. $30 for the whole week. Looking at that $30, it's a little terrifying. That's maybe two I'm tired delivery orders. Or four I'm running late fancy coffees. But not both. And that's the entire point. Here are the rules I'm setting for myself. Very, very simple. When I go to the supermarket, I can only pay with the cash from the groceries envelope. When I'm tempted to buy that coffee or grab a quick lunch or order a pizza on Friday night, I have to use the cash from the takeout envelope. And the most important, brutal rule. When the envelope is empty, it is empty. That's it. No borrowing from the grocery money to buy a latte. No, I'll just use my debit card this one time and pay it back later. Because later is how I ended up $3 in the hole. If the $30 takeout envelope is empty by Wednesday, then I'm making my own coffee and cooking at home until the next week. Period. I'm not going to lie, this feels restrictive. It feels kind of childish, honestly. I'm a grown adult and I have to use envelopes of cash to control myself. It's embarrassing, but the adult way, just trusting myself to be good with a debit card, clearly isn't working. In a world of Apple Pay, tap to pay, and one-click ordering, this whole thing feels so clunky. It feels inconvenient. And I'm starting to think that's the 1% win. The inconvenience is the feature. I'm adding intentional friction. Instead of a mindless tap, I'll have to physically open my wallet, look at the envelope, and count out the physical dollars. I'll have to feel that $30 shrinking to $23. I'll be forced to stop and ask, is this $7 coffee really worth almost a quarter of my entire fun food budget for the week? I have no idea if this is going to work, but my old system was a 100% failure. So this is my 1% attempt at something new. The envelopes are here, they're labeled, the cash is inside, the setup is, yeah, well, that was the easy part. Now I actually have to live with it. So the test begins tomorrow morning. This is my System Sunday in action, and honestly, it's the simplest system in the world, but it already feels hard. I'm genuinely anxious about it. What if I get to the grocery store checkout and I'm $2 short in my envelope? The social anxiety of that, just holding up the line, fumbling with cash while my debit card is sitting right there, it's real, but I have to keep reminding myself what this journey is all about. This is not about becoming a perfect budgeter overnight. I've already proven I'm pretty terrible at this. This is about the 1% improvement. The goal isn't perfection. The 1% lesson for me this week is not stick to the $100 perfectly. The 1% win is just using the system. It's about data collection. Even if I only last 3 days, that's 3 days of conscious spending. That's 3 days where I didn't just mindlessly tap a piece of plastic. That's the whole experiment. Can I make my spending visible again? I know I can't be the only one who feels this way. We live in a digital world that is literally designed to make us spend money thoughtlessly. One-click checkouts, tap to pay, food delivery apps that save your card. It's all built to remove friction. So this analog system, these paper envelopes, this is me trying to build that friction back in. It's a pause. It's a mental speed bump. I'm picturing a little stick figure me, building a tiny brick wall between my hand and my debit card. That's all this is. So that's the plan. 1 week, 2 envelopes, $100. I'll be back to log exactly what happens. Did I make it? Did I cheat? I honestly don't know. But for the first time, I actually have a system to test, not just a wish. Okay, that's the plan. My 1% mission for tomorrow is just to use the groceries envelope for the first time. That's it. Just one purchase. To prove the system can start. What about you? What's your 1% step today? You don't have to do my envelope system. Maybe it's just finding one subscription you can cancel. Just one. Let's share our just 1% today goal in the comments below. I am not a financial expert or advisor. This content is for documenting my personal journey and for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research before making any financial decisions.